We already had a couple of big upsets this morning, most noticeably Argentina rolling England in game one. Now to Pool C. Pool C also has Portugal and Fiji. Also has Portugal and Australia in it. And here is the lineups. Who should we keep an eye on here, Carl?
Well, Scotland there, experience, and Waddell, and also Gregor, the captain, also right. He goes good. Fiji, well, everything's set by their captain, Howe. He's so good in defence. That's what, as you spoke about earlier, setting the tone. That's something that he does extremely well.
Well, overall, Fiji dominate in terms of wins against Scotland. Played 34, Fiji 28, Scotland the 6 wins. And the last time these two sides faced off, it was Fiji coming out on top, 17 points to 10. That was in Glasgow earlier this year. As the men from Fiji come together, lovely shots, and they are an entertainment machine, the Fijians. If you're new to sevens, these are guys you should no doubt keep an eye on and enjoy it.
Yeah, they really do play the game at high pace. And Anthony Moyes will have to be on song and stretch his hammies because this ball will get a lot of movement, I'm sure. Scotland, on the other hand, sure, they'll want to be physical, try and slow it down, go to the set piece and play it at their speed.
Well, can they shackle these flying Fijians? If you're watching on from Suva or up in Scotland, welcome to the show as your sides get off and running here in the glorious sunshine on the Gold Coast in Australia. And straight off the bat, Fiji get away with Kalinisau. Now on the switch to Ramawai. All the running and the flick out the back. They'll do well to keep it in, and they do just that. And the over-the-top Tom Brady pass back in field, if you like NFL, as Carlton Nutnar does. You'll have enjoyed that. Yeah, they come again, the Fijians. Little over the top. And the big fan, whack cop that, says Kunatani. And he's under the sticks for the Fijians first. Oh! Oh my goodness. He was under the sticks. He was all but in the frame and locked up. Unbelievable.
Lackadaisical here from Fiji. Kunatani thought it was a get that in your son. Lee Jones, not on my time, son.
Oh, we saw it last year with Cameron Clark clipping one of the Kenyan players in the in goal, and now that is going to make blooper reels the world over, Carl.
Oh, deserved a try. They did so well to Fiji. They went back 40. They went forward 50. No one there, and I think that just shows Fiji on their day, they're brilliant, but other times not so.
What would Ben Ryan, their coach, be thinking after seeing that?
Well, I hope he didn't have a shot, because I'm sure he would have had a few choice words for them.
Oh, Semi Kunatani couldn't finish it off. Still the pressure comes from the Fijians. Good work there from Lee Jones. He forced the tackle and now has his side just outside of their try line. However, penalty against Scotland. Here he is, Kunatani goes again and now gets a lovely little pop back on the inside. This time they get it right. Rawatha has Fijians first.
Yeah, well, he puts that down with authority on this occasion, does Rawatha. So tough to stop that close to the line. You've got big men who can offload like this. First is Kunatani. And then a second one from Thakau. Would have been interesting. This will be the shot to see, Sean, whether he actually got this planted.
Not so sure.
Just here, let's watch it.
Well, they can feel hard done by Scotland. It was more great try line defence, and they've got away with one there, the Fijians. They lead 7 points to 0.
Yeah, you've got to take your luck wherever you can. Great scrambling defence again. Gregor it was, the number 5, just loses the handle. Does the one thought, but they'll take it.
Bit of fortune shining on the crowd favourites. There's no doubt about that. Wherever this Fijian team go, they bring the noise. Good defence, good run too from Jua. Straightening into the line, Robertson. Got them pretty well marked down that right flank as Lee Jones has had a great start to this match.
Line out.
Tries to go on the outside. On we go, says our referee Moyes. A little short, sharp pass off the hip. Here they come. Here they come again. Will he have the gas to go all the way too wide? They'll need to go again with another pop. Up and go. And can you believe it? They've butchered another.
Oh, again, it deserved to try. The Watha, who just scored one, knocks this on. He was in for all money. They do call it on this occasion. Here's the back end of it. Good scrambling defence. Who was that? Scott Wright, the captain. Goes around the ankles. Places it. Nothing wrong with that. Knock on there. Well done.
Defence has been superb from Scotland. And it's all been, for the most part, on their own try line or behind it.
The gap on the last one.
7 points to 0 though. Fiji lead.
Bind. Set.
Good pressure at the back from Fiji. Well, lucky to get away with that one, Scotland, and now they chance their arm through Johnston. And opt to clear it through the boot. That'll relieve the pressure, but for just a brief moment, because they are loaded up and looking to cause some trouble here. And trouble it is. It comes towards Scotland. Down the left touchline it is. Kalini Sau. Oh, that's special. And look at the pearly white. He's a happy camper. And Kalini Sau is in.
Well, great work there from Tuwai getting back in the number 9 jersey. Chase that kick. Scotland, they give up possession and they get stung for it. The captain, Kalini Sau, goes over. This will be a good look at it. Look at Tuwai, was the one setting it up, the right foot step. There's 2 defenders there. Good ball play. And then look at that. Athlete in motion, power, Kalini Sau personified.
So explosive. So happy to have his first try at the Gold Coast Sevens. And it is Fiji chipping through, and it is the try scorer Kalini Sau who adds the additional 2, and it is Fiji 14 leading Scotland 0.
Yeah, now it's an important part for me, Sean, this kickoff. Scotland just need to get their hands on the ball.
Let's go.
There's no possession whatsoever. They haven't even been in the Fijian half, maybe once for a line out, and that's it. So they just got to get their hands on the ball.
Well weighted and well tapped back. On we go. The men in white doing all the damage. Early on, Kalini Sau loops it long and wide to Ramawai. Broke the first tackle. Now pops cleverly to the man on the outside. That's great heads up bit of play from Fiji.
Advantage.
And again, over the top.
No release.
Extraordinary passing in contact by the Fijians, and now they rip it to the left-hand side. Here's Fakau chancing his arm down the left touchline. It's come loose. Scotland can breathe easy for a few moments.
Number 1.
That'll help.
Hands off the ground.
Here they come on the counter. Scotland chasing their first points of the tournament. Sitting back inside was Gregor. Got through the line. Nice work, Gregor. And now a chance for Scotland down the right-hand side. Through Diwa. Goes back into Lee Jones. He has been his team's best. No doubt about that in the opening half. And he will grab Scotland's first try.
Well, for all their domination, Fiji, Scotland are only going to find themselves 7 points behind after this conversion is taken. Lee Jones got his team right back in it. Again, Colin Gregor always amongst it from here. A very tired Fijian unit have had to do not much tackles, to be honest. Look very, very tight. A lot of hands on hips. No one chasing back. And that's some reward for some great defence in the first 7 minutes for Scotland.
Down she goes from Jones, who saved 7 at the other end earlier in the game with an unbelievable try-saving tackle. And at half-time, it is 14 points to 7 in favour of Fiji over Scotland.
Now put them away now and be clinical and be ruthless. I see on for Jerry, one change. Set, okay.
So excellent audio there from our production crew to get all of Ben Ryan's words, and they got all of Callum McRae, the Scottish coach's words as well, and there were a few naughty ones in there. So we're going to send our co-commentator Willie Losse sideline to have a quick chat to Callum and say no more of that.
Yeah, we do apologise for that, but two very different messages. Ben Ryan being, well, shall we say, he kept actually a good check, I think. Not about the colour choice there for the soft Sean, pink and blue.
It's the Gold Coast way, Carl. You've got to bring a bit of
flair,
bit of mojo and flair to the Goldie. And that's just what the Fijians brought in the first half in patches, and Scotland too.
Well, I'll be very interested if Scotland are able to score first in this game. Here's Sean.
Great take from the restart from Scotland.
It's tackle only.
They're on the move as Jones. He's brought down by Palinisau.
Held on. Mark's up there. Under the body. Hold on.
Here they come. Fiji just biding their time, getting themselves set to launch a long-range raid on Scotland. Their ability to stand in the tackle and get passes away is something to behold, as the dummy down the left touchline from Rawatha is brought down, and they'll do well to keep it in field. They do just that. Rawatha goes over the top, and now a couple of men on the outside who will look to open up Scotland, and another great pop ball up off the deck. Man on the outside is going to run in his second try, and Fiji are running hot.
Yeah, the captain goes over for his double of the game, Palinisau. He can take that try back to a nice release pass on this near side of the field. It's a good 30-metre one. There it is there. And from that point, they always had the numbers on the outside once this guy got the ball away. I think it was Ramuwai. In a 2-on-1 situation, Palinisau is always going to win that.
So it's Fiji who strike first in the second half, and they lead 21 points to 7.
Sorry.
Some subs coming on for the Fijian team.
Blue. We're right to go? Okay. Ready,
Most important kick-off for both teams. Fiji are able to get possession back and score back-to-back. Well, I think it'll open right up. Scotland, they desperately need to pill some points as well.
Excellent work once more from Scotland there. Restarts have been a feature. However, the Fijian defence got there and forced the penalty. Oh, the tap over the top, and this will be a beauty. Oh, yes! The bat back over the top, and it'll be Ravuvu.
And again, it was the captain who just scored the last try with that magical tip-on play, Sean. The number 8, Ravuvu's the one who's going to get his name in the score sheet, but he could easily scrub it out and put the captain, Palinisau, and his name down for giving that last pass.
Making it easy for the conversion. He adds the 2 to his 5 and makes it 7, and it is Fiji 28 leading Scotland 7. Gee, they bring plenty of verve, don't they, Carl? The Fijian supporters everywhere they go.
Yeah, always heavily supported. Here we go, Scotland.
Great take, Scott White.
In the way there, not through the gate.
And again, Scotland march on. Jones can't bring it in. It's hacked away in a touch. Everyone will have a brief breather.
Well, that's one area I think I've seen Fiji really improve, and that's at the breakdown. They're challenging there. They're getting numbers to the ball. We heard about Ben Ryan talking about working in threes, so they're going to that breakdown. They're having two challenge the ball. A halfback there as well.
So here they come, Scotland. Looking to put themselves back on the board after Lee Jones scored just before half-time. Speaking of that man, Jones. He gets his off and running. Great cover tackle there from Ngalevu. Superb work at the breakdown from Fiji. Ngalevu again. Oh, that's quite unbelievable. Oh, get right out of town. How did he do that? Extraordinary from Fiji. And that man on screen has a hat-trick.
Oh, aren't they beautiful to watch when they're in full flight, the Fijians. They're confident at the moment. Here's Ngalevu chucking it out the back door. Just look at the support players around there. Ben Ryan said he wants two support players there when anyone goes over the try line. It's been a difference in the second half. They've been operating at a different level.
Oh, this is one for the highlight reels.
10 seconds, let's go.
All the way around. Extraordinary. How tough is that to do?
Oh, mate. Well, I tell you, from personal experience, it's hard to defend when you got guys that can move like that, pass like that. I've just taken it to another level after giving a rev up at half-time.
So 3 tries for Saya Kalinisau. And right off the restart, they're going to go in again, Fiji. They are on fire in the sunshine.
Yeah, they're heating it up, that's for sure. Wangatabu is the one that gets his name on the score sheet, but well taken in the kickoff. Kalinisau putting it on a dive for his jumper. Kanatoni Bao gives the easy pass to Wangatabu. You can hear the screams of supporters in the background. Aren't they sending the message to Fijians with this one?
Time off. Who's number 4?
40 points to 7. Fiji leads Scotland with under a minute to go here in this Pool C matchup. And just a reminder that the locals, the Aussies, are on their way, taking on Portugal soon. They're all part of the Pool C lineup here.
Play advantage, lost forward. Advantage is over.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage. You're going to get yourself 45 Sevens games, and each and every one of them are going to provide you with a memory or a bit of skill to talk to your buddies about. This is good stuff. Jones again.
It's gone back.
Basketball pass. Still live for Scotland. Get the pass away. Down the right touchline it is. Lewis Young. Back to Riddell.
No advantage.
Anthony Moyes takes us back to the high tackle.
Messy ball there. On the line.
What a Scottish team be thinking about for and against as well, because even though they're getting flogged in this game, they're still in a chance to make in the semi-finals tomorrow, or the finals, quarter-finals, sorry. So a lot on the line still. And the set play doesn't really go to plan for Scotland, and looks like Fiji might try and rub it in a little bit more. This all in slow motion. They're exhausted through 14 minutes in the sunshine. Cheeky little kick in behind. Real cheeky. There's the 2 sevens clash. Ravuvu.
Push in the back.
And his opposite number, Hoyland. They're out on their feet. Deservedly so. Sapping conditions. Does well to stay in field and stay on his feet there. The Scottish 6, who is Mark Robertson. well into injury time. But that's a great bit of footwork there. And again, Scotland are wrapped up on the halfway line. Terrific run from Rory Hughes. Knocked on. And Anthony Moyes says, that'll do. Game 7 is all wrapped up. And it is the Fijians off to a fantastic start. They showcase some real razzle-dazzle, some real skill. Then Ryan goes without the handshake on that occasion, and it's full time. Fiji 40, Scotland 7. And out next. Pretty happy to be a part of it. We're stoked to be in your lounge rooms with you for this Pool C matchup between Fiji and Portugal.
Yeah, well, Fiji will be led by their captain, Colin Isao, is so integral to the Fijians' cause. But as Portugal's side, well, Esteves the one for me in jersey 7. He's so abrasive, he's so tough, he likes taking the ball forward, and that's what you've got to do against the Fijians.
It has been tough in recent times for Portugal against Fiji as the sun begins to set behind our eastern grandstand, and on they come, our two teams set to combat here in the sunshine. And as mentioned, Fiji dominate the head-to-head against these two teams. They won their last encounter 38 points to 0. As a matter of fact, Fiji are 26-0 against Portugal. And you speak of the crowd getting behind the Kenyans. What about the crowd behind the Fijians?
Oh, they're always well supported. The Fijians all over the world. I'm sure they'll want to put on a show here. That's an amazing stat. Fiji never losing to Portugal in all those games. I'm sure they'll want to have a hard and fast start this one, just to put the minds of the Portugal team not so much at ease, but just hammer that advantage.
Okay, we are all in readiness. They are crowd favourites. They are favourites in lounge rooms around the world, the Fijian Sevens team. And they are chasing their second win on day 1 of the first leg of the HSBC Sevens World Series here on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. And that one will beat everybody into touch. We've got a Fijian throw, and Ryan barks a few orders. Their coach.
Open up, please.
Volvo will be the one who pulls the trigger and goes to the rangy number 1, Domolai. Long stride there, sets up some room on the outside, and the flick back in field.
Don't pull him by the collar around the neck.
You heard it there from the referee, Rasta, Australia's own Rasta.
Just tackle.
And we come through Wongatambu, Klonisau. Good palm there, and the offload follows over the top, but forward. Just a few jitters early on.
Yeah, the Fijians there probably just trying to release the ball in contact, and should be more inclined just to take it into the setup. They had the numbers there, Portugal on the back foot. But I'm sure the line speed here from the flying Fijians and white will be at full speed. As soon as this ball comes out on Portugal, the scrum will be strong too.
Crouch.
So Portugal just need to dig their heels in here and get a good platform.
Bind. Set.
They peel off the back, and then it's a tough pass for Gardner to bring in. Pressure comes. Strong pressure from Fiji.
Yeah, on the 5.
Domolai. Are we going to go back for a take 2 on the tap?
Such a tough position to defend from 5 metres out. Fijians, with all their footwork and skill work, physical nature, whole right-hand side of the field to attack from. Colin Isao just setting it up. The captain pointing everyone in their positions and direction.
Okay. Nungalevu gets us going. Domalai. 2 required to drop the big man. Now the little grubber through. Deft touch. The old grubber pass via the foot. Out we go to Wangatumbu. Wangatumbu has the Fijians first.
So silky on the outside. Apele Some Wangatumbu just goes around the defender for Portugal with ease. Big number 12 for Fiji. There was man on here, so he just eyed up his defender. He thought, right, I'm going to have a go on the outside. There he is there, just looking at him face to face. There was an arm attempt there by Valente. He gets beaten easy.
And the conversion attempt is a good one from out wide. So Fiji strike first. They're up 7-0 over Portugal. Nisau waits it nicely, tap back well from Gardner, and look to come forward, but will go on, and it's a long looping pass. It's all to do there for Valente. Needs some friends there to help with the clean out. That looked to go forward.
An interesting one too, putting the big man Hugo Valente on the outside on the wing position. He's not there for a speed, I can guarantee you, Shorty.
It's a big unit, Hugo Valente.
Actually, let's go, yeah.
Actually got some big cattle, the Portuguese, don't they, Carl? In Arito Esteves, 6'3". Joseph Gardner, 6'4", 100 kegs. Big units.
Yeah, but they've got to get their hands on the ball and use that size, be physical with the Fijians, make them tackle them.
Set.
At the moment, they've just not been able to execute.
They go through Katonim-Bao. Beautiful pass, and now it comes away again to Wangatumbu. There is his second in 2 minutes.
But he just took the angle on this occasion and just backed the speed again. Didn't have to use his step, but it was well rehearsed in the midfield here. Nice little wraparound with Katonim-Bao and Kolinisau. Kolinisau, the captain there, realised where the gas was, gets it there, the time and space.
Red, let's move, please. Move.
Pretty to watch.
Nice straightening up of the ball there from Katonim-Bao, just to draw on the defender, so when his captain loops around him, he's always going to create the mismatch.
Fearsome sight, the big fella charging up the middle and launching with those giant legs, fixing the defence. And setting up a 12-0 lead in favour of Fiji. Kick away. Conversion missed. Gardner goes up for it. Instead it's tapped back by Doma Lailai. Kolinisau up the middle. Looking to bust him wide open. Great charge from the skipper.
Play on, off the foot.
A bit scrappy at the back there.
I actually thought the captain, Kolinisau, could have given it to the right-hand side. He had 2 numbers in support, didn't even look, stayed on the inside, took it into the setup. And Portugal finally being able to compete there and getting the turnover, but the problem is they're stuck in their own quarter.
Okay, crouch. Bind.
Huge advantage. Pass is completed for the Fijians.
The mismatch on that front at the moment.
Loose head, angle, standing at an
Here's
angle.
a chance for the Portuguese to add some completed passes to their tally. They look to bide some time down the left side through Miranda. Ups and goes again. Chews off a couple of cheeky metres for his team. Gardner dummied and carried strongly. Big run there from Gardner. At long last, utilising that size on the front foot also. Domalai. Excellent work. Got over the top. Got a shot on it. Forced the penalty. The no-look pass, now it's knocked on by
You're in front of the
Relive.
you're in front of the player. Lost forward.
And that's a wrap for the first half, and it is Fiji 12 leading Portugal 0.
Yeah, been very dominant. The Fly Fijians controlled the game, had possession for the majority, haven't had to defend too much, and the Portuguese, well, had to make a mountain of tackles, looking very, very tired.
Oh, thanks, brother. And from your side, David?
Portugal are able to sneak a score in the first one in the second half. Well, it is game on, as he said, so he wants his men to get the first try and just eke it out, and then it'll be an easy day at the office of Portugal. We're able to get over the line. Well, it's going to be very tough to shake them off.
It'll be a landmark day for Portugal if they could somehow pull one out of the bag against Fiji. They are 0-26 against Fiji. There are a couple of supporters here happy with what Domalala and Nangalevu, and in particular Wongatambu, have done in the opening half. Wongatambu with 2 tries as Rasta are off and going once more. Oh, are you kidding me? What a pass around the corner from Katonimbau. That is extraordinary. They up and go again. The big palm comes from Nangalevu. Domlala straightens. Crucial ankle tap. Good enough to get the pass away. Kalini Siao over the top. The basketball pass over the top to who else? Who else, ladies and gentlemen? Wongatambu has 3 tries.
Probably the easiest one that he scored in this game, but it was set up by a beautiful pass, wasn't it, Sean, by Katonimbau from the kickoff. This is just the back end of it, being able to release the ball in contact, join in the pass. Kalini Siao's been amongst it. Little inside skip there from the number 12, Wongatambu. Oh, geez, they're just a joy to watch when they're in this mood.
And it is Fiji missing the conversion, but up 17 points to 0. And really starting to hit their stride. Portugal, sharp run that from Esteves. Crucial tackle made there by
Release, tackle now,
Kalini Siao.
release, knee on the deck. Knee on the deck, you must release.
I actually watched New Zealand play Portugal in a warm-up game during the week, Sean, and they were able to break New Zealand on a couple of occasions in their game, so they do have players that can threaten the defensive line. They've got good feet, a couple of them. And here we go, yellow card, exactly what Portugal needed to get back in this one. Ill discipline from Fiji.
Let's go.
Number 8, it's the one, Kalini Siao, the captain too. Big call.
Sorry.
He's saying, what's going on? It wasn't me.
So is there a card or there's no card?
No, after all that.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't know what's going on.
Great little charge. This from the flying Bello. Back it comes to Gardner. Can't get it away. Great work once more. Fiji there to shut down that threat from Portugal. Nangalevu. The big chase will come across from the far touchline from Esteves. Play on! That is some try saver. Oh my word.
Oh, he's gone too, Esteves. He's a big unit, but he can fly. What a covering tackle.
Yeah, bring him on time.
He did everything but
5 and
Nangalevu. Oh, we're not going to have another look. No, we won't need to.
Yeah, that's a great call. The ball touched the ground before the try line. He rolls over. Desperation personified there from Esteves.
He came from the car park. There was no one, and then there was that man, Estevez. Great work.
Let's go.
Inicial. Patient build up. He's a captain again. Tackled nicely. Straightening was Katoni Bao. Come back for Portugal. Estevez. You know, he can move when he gets through, and he can pop beautifully too. That is lovely work for Lino, but he needs a little help and gets it. Gets it. The 212s come toe-to-toe. Big tackle on Vareta. Try savers left, right and centre here.
And here come the troops too for Fiji. 3 of them in fact. But you're right, Sean, great scrambling defence, desperate defence. Pride in your line, that's what it's all about. Who was that? Wantangi Tabu again.
Yep.
He's all over it.
Oh, he's having some day out. Three to go. Fiji up 17 points to nil. Portugal have had some terrific glimpses of play. The defence has been excellent in parts.
6.
Just a couple of minute lapses costing them that lead they've got to try and chase down. Tomalai. This could be something to remember as the huge palm comes in. Oh, they're going to go. They're going to go. Legs 11. Legs 11 is the winner. Rawatha goes 110.
Oh, you wouldn't expect anything else from the Fijians under their post. Rawatha, he was ruthless. Look at it, not once, not twice, and then the step to go with it, and then the gas goes on there. Look at that, the power of the man.
Kick is good from in front to convert the length of the field try for Savinetha Rawatha. Did you enjoy that one?
Oh, I love seeing the athlete in full flight. I just wish I could run like that.
Don't we all? Well, nice little side note to this week's tournament. It's the 44th year of Fiji's independence on Friday, October 10. And it's a national celebration all weekend, and the team want to win for their fans back home.
We talk about rugby being a religion. Well, 7's over in Fiji. It doesn't get any better than that. I know for a fact everyone will be tuning in. They love their flying Fijian boys. And they'll be pretty buoyed, I'd say, with this performance on the first 2 on day 1 for Fiji. Because Portugal were no slouches.
Okay, crouch. Bind. Sit.
And they finish with something to put a smile on the dial. That won't help a little bit. A tap coming in from the Fijians, and now they flood in. Penalty will come. Excellent defence. They rushed up, made it count. Ravova was the man. He's trouble for Portugal as Fiji look to finish with a bang for their fans at home, their fans here on the Gold Coast. Domalai stutters, goes again, dots it down, and it'll be 29-0 in favour of the Fijians.
Yeah, just underlining there, tagging this pool Fiji. They're a force to be reckoned with. Just exposing Portugal, short line on the outside. Estevez rushes up, doesn't make the tackle, and Domalai, just a little bit of footwork on it. They're enjoying themselves now, the Fijians.
So we have 31 points 0 in favour of Fiji over Portugal. Wangatambu was the man who carved open the Portuguese. He has a hat-trick in this match. That tap back falls into the hands of Fiji, and a big run to finish it off. Powering away is Semi Kunatani, makes no mistake this time, gets it down just to put a bit of icing on the Fijians' cake.
Yeah, in the first game got caught out a little bit, but made sure of this one, and this is just not fair. Physically just on a different planet than the Portuguese. Look at that tap back, by to one by, and then Kunatani just strolls on through, and he puts the exclamation mark on this performance. Classic exclamation mark from Kunatani and friends. And it'll be full-time 38-0 in favour of Fiji. Nice pictures as the big unit charges in to wrap it up. So full-time in this Pool C matchup, and it is a red-hot Fiji 38, too good for Portugal 0.
So all smiles for the Fijian fans at the Gold Coast Sevens. Terrific performance. And the team to beat, you would think, certainly in this pool. Sarevi and Joe Roff still in very good shape. Who's in the best shape here? Fiji up against the homeboys, the Australians. Final game on day one. Fiji leading 39-18 in the overall series since 1999. Remember, last met in London in May. Fiji losing on that occasion to the Aussies, who went on to play New Zealand in the final. And you can see the excitement machines in that starting 7 for Fiji. Thakau, all that experience. And talk about experience, what about the captain? Number 8, who's been in great form, Osia Kolinusau. 2Y will be a real handful as well. The coach is a former England coach, Ben Ryan, who's loving his time in the islands. And the Australians have made just the one change with Nick Malouf coming into the starting 7, replacing Tom Cusack, who will be on the bench for the opening minutes at least. So, a warm welcome. And what a matchup we've got here. The final game on day one of the Gold Coast Sevens. And both teams hoping for a win to finish on top of Pool C. 2 wins apiece so far. The Fijians beat Scotland 40-7. They beat Portugal 38-0. And Australia beat Portugal 29-0. And they beat Scotland 24-14. Coming from behind at half-time. Nick Bryant is our referee from New Zealand. Greg Clark with you in commentary. Alongside me, Greg Martin.
What a clash to finish day one. As you say, both have 2 wins and both are playing brutal rugby at the breakdown and in the tackle. Ooh, that's a reason not to lose. South Africa are in good form.
So the final game of day one at the Gold Coast Sevens is underway, and Malouf goes high and takes it well on the 10-metre mark for the Australians. They just need to get on a bit of a roll here and just put the Fijians off their game somewhat. And this is great work by the Fijian as they hold up one of the Australians and they steal the ball away from them. And here's a clear run to the line. Oh, brilliant start. This is what the Fijians wanted. They were brutal in the maul, won the ball, snatched it away, and Apasai Domalai.
Oh, Domalai, sure. He gets the reward, but the hard work was done at the tackle situation. They started dancing. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 Fijians in there to make sure they secure. They were going to get the scrum, if not that. Even better was the turnover. Comes to Domalai. Have a look at him go. What a start. Shows their attitudes, right? You heard Sarevi immediately before this game talk about you've got to bring your attitude to the first 7 minutes. Well, it looks like this Fijian side has.
Yeah, 4 Aussies sucked into that maul, and they just ran out of numbers. And Apasai Nomalai, he won't get an easier try than that, you wouldn't think. So 7-0. Oh, and just losing it forward there, Fiji. I'll tell you what, if they control that, they're away again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they are here to go.
Third in the HSBC Sevens World Series in 2013/14. They won in Dubai and Tokyo. The Australians finalists at the Gold Coast and London. Didn't win a title. They finished 5th. So, picked up here by Foley, and he's being monstered there by Tuwai. But Stannard now gives it out to Barahi. Offloads to Stannard and Mamafau. He's a danger man on the left wing, and he pops it up now. And this is good defence by Fiji. You just see them hustling and bustling.
The Australians have absorbed their hits. Time to go wide.
And Clark, I know it's Maloof got it away now. Maloof. 2-on-1 there at the breakdown. Clark goes in to try and secure it for Australia, that comes back. Now to Stannard. He flings it across to Clark. Loses it. And they're chancing their arm, the Australians now.
Advantage over.
Advantage is over. So they need to offload. Amafo losing it forward. It's advantage being played for the Fijians. They pop it up and pick it up, and it is another try. Well, they're just pressuring the Australians into uncharacteristic mistakes. They're chancing the arm, the Australians, but it's not coming off. And Senefado Thakau has scored his first try on day 1.
Well, you said it, Greg Clark. Thakau might be the one on the scoreboard, but it's a team try based on that choking defence. They just squeezed harder and harder, and the Australians, well, they popped. They popped on a number of occasions, but they scrambled to save the situation in the end. The Fijians are in incredible attitude. They want to be here and they want to work hard. Look at Thakau on the all-time Fijian try-scoring list, and ain't that a hell of a list?
Yeah, he's into 4th spot at the moment, so 14-0. The Australians earlier on were keen to go wide very early on, but reluctant on that occasion when they had space to burn. And then when they didn't, they were chancing their arm. So
there was the story. 17 passes completed by the Australian, 2 by the Fijians, yet they're 14 points up. It's all about their defence. Australians are shell-shocked.
So Foley just need to control the ball and get a bit of a rhythm going. And that's not the way to do it. It's been picked up. Oh, the ankle tap didn't work. And Semi Kunatani runs away. This is one-way traffic. The flying Fijians just making the most of all the opportunities being presented by the Australians, and the Fijian fans are enjoying it back in the islands. Independence Day weekend, the celebrations, well, they'll be going off.
Oh, Kunatani took advantage again. It was the defence that is just slaughtering the Australian team. It's too much. The will.
Kalinisau from out wide, a good conversion attempt. It's over. 3 converted tries in the first half, and it is Fiji. One-way traffic over Australia. It should have been the other way around. I do know that the Australians like playing the Fijians because if they get this rush defence going, and it sort of puts a bit of pressure on Fiji, puts them off their game. Oh, and again the bounce of the ball. Well, this time it's going to go the Australians' way, and Jesse Patahi now hands it off to Ed Jenkins. He's claimed immediately. The Patahi. Now Pambafo and Clark. Wide ball out to Maloof. He's got some toe, but so too has Kalinisau. So Nick Maloof does well to, well, for a moment he was going to stay in the field of play, and that's another ordinary option, really.
Oh, that's a cruel error. First time, once again, that Australia's dominating the attacking game, but that it's not the story that we're seeing unfold here. Again, it was about defence. Maloof should have pulled back a lot earlier and tried to hang on to that seed for his team. We don't even know if Fiji are attacking well because they haven't had to. They've just been all from turnovers and transition balls.
Almost 3 defensive tries, if you like. And now, can they go coast to coast? Well, we know they can, but will they get an opportunity? They're going to kick long, and Stannard is back there, and he's going to need some support. And this is clever play, really, because eating up the seconds and just forcing the Australians back into their own half. So Stennard looks to the left and gives it to nobody. They're rattled at the moment, the Australians, as Foley goes to ground. Maloof goes in, out to Clark, and there's nothing much happening. So the only option he thinks is to put it down into the 22, and he's the only one chasing. So if you're going to kick, you need a good chase. And it's a good step, and that's the danger. There's a lot of space out there, and away they go again. Sembi Kunatani. So the Australians, no option. They're rattled, not keeping ball in hand. And if you're going to kick it away, well, the Fijians, they're going to capitalise.
The ragged defensive line that chased that kick with no chance for the stepping. Have a look at this one. Bing bang. And he would have even known that he was going to step off the left foot and still couldn't catch it. Still couldn't stop him. But Kunatani, those long legs with that sort of pace. Oh my goodness, 4 converted tries before half-time.
And if you go to kick, you've got to chase, and you need a solid line of chasers. So,
they have a bit to talk about at half-time, the Australians.
Well, the crowd, well, not the Fijian crowd, but the Australian fans hanging around for the final match to see if Australia could pull off an upset against Fiji, and it's certainly not looking that way at the moment.
On the check at the start of the second half. I want to say this to you, right? You've got to redeem yourself on that. Right? Big redeem there. Right? We're running away from them. We're running scared. I want to see a bit of physicality. I want to see what it means to play in this jersey. Because they're running ragged with you. You've got 1 minute to do it. Right? You don't throw the ball anywhere. Right? You fight in the contact areas we've done in training. You move, place the ball. You move the ball. You support the ball. You get to depth. You work hard. Everything that you know that you can do. You've got to redeem yourself. There's 7 minutes job to do here now. Let's go.
Wow. 28 points up. Do we keep going? Do we put the next man in? Eeyore.
boys.
I'll take you off when you're done. But let's just make sure now we send it. Let's just split the teams. So straight away, up beside the line, off Jassa on. Sabe and Pisa off. The next of you, I'll get you on, okay?
Hey, boys!
It's always a lot harder to give a coaching message to a team so far ahead at half-time. It's easy to say do what you've been doing. I think Garrett John's made the best point to the Australians. You've got to win the first minute. Without that, they are truly shot, but they give themselves a chance if they score in this first 60 seconds.
What I liked from the coach, Garrett John, was a comment. Show me that you want to play for this jersey. So the youngsters, well, it's okay to call them young at the moment, the Australians, but they have been together for a while and they're trying to lose that youngster tag.
Well, they're young, but they're experienced.
Yeah. So 28 points to 0, so playing for a bit of pride. It comes down for Thakau, but
Backwards off White.
backwards off the Fijians, so they'll get the ball again. Tackles have to be made. That's poor again. Clark makes it, the sweeper, but the offload is good because the defence is there. It's a lesson in sevens rugby at the moment. Wangatumbu. Oh, this is incredible. Palmer Fowl is going to give chase, but, well, this is a lesson in the big time.
Well,
Wangatumbu.
magnificent finishing. It was started, the Australians promised their coach they'd work hard in the first minute. Not hard enough because still the physical domination and every situation continues. And Wangatumbu, he'd won the battle, beaten the tackle, and then he just had to beat the clock. And every Australian defender who challenged, which was only one, in foul. What a performance. Stunning.
And there is another 2, so it's 35 points to 0. Wangatumbu is the top try scorer at the Gold Coast with 5 on day 1 ahead of Cordero from Argentina. Well, they are hot to trot at the moment, the Fijians. They go a little shorter, and Clark goes for it. It's gone backwards, and it's been towed through. And the Australians were willing it to go.
Whoa.
Don't
Now,
take on the advertising, Horden.
He's fine.
Taking the scrum.
I think he quite enjoyed that. Oh, gee. He's wondering at that moment, what is this going to be made of?
Rubber white.
Something softer than my body, I hope.
I don't think they'll be feeling any pain at the moment. So, with less than 5 minutes remaining, the Australians playing for some pride now. And the loser will play South Africa in the Cup quarterfinals tomorrow. So, Foley. He flings it out, Lucas, and is there Amafo, rather. And it's a maul.
Oh, dear.
He's not going to get to ground, as he? No, the ball has been stolen, and it went backwards, and so it's still lying loose.
Knock on by goal.
Knock on by the Australians, so nothing going right for the Australians.
Well, what a good sign for the Fijian fans. 3 minutes into the second half.
Number 4 white.
And they've still got the attitude. They're not letting themselves down.
And number 9.
So some changes coming on now for the Australians. Ed Jenkins, the captain, who's been replaced by the youngster Michael Wells, who's in his debut tournament. Played at the Youth Commonwealth Games with the likes of Lewis Holland and Cameron Clark. The best performance ever by Fiji against Australia since 2007. And down the short side, for a moment it looked like it was going to open up. So they're rewriting the record books, and Clark made the tackle, and Holland now gives it to Michael Wells. So up over halfway they go. Can they finish something here? This is Lucas. He flies it back on the inside, and Foley was taken in the air, so it's advantage being played. They'll want to take it quickly and put some points on the board. Put a little bit of pride back into the situation. Here's Michael Wells, the new man in the team. And it's laid back there for Foley, out to Holland. Clark. Across it goes to Myers, who steps. It pops out the back. And it's gone forward off Fiji, so they'll be called back this time.
A little bit of luck has gone the Australians' way. They'd love a try just for some pride, just to make them sleep better tonight. Give them some sort of hope, because it's quite obvious they're going to be playing South Africa, who are so sound and proficient today, as the Australians were until this game started.
Australia and South Africa featured in that wonderful semi-final that went to extra time 12 months ago. But now, seconds ticking away, and the Australians have had to do all the tackling, all the defending. 35-0. Fiji after leading 28-0 at the break. So Holland gives it now to Clark. It's a foot race, and Clark is going to add too much speed, so at long last, something on the board for Australia. Cameron Clark scores his third try on day one.
That was swift, Cameron Clark. Perfect pass in front, didn't have to check his stride at all. Here's the key. The pass from Lewis Holland was an absolute scorcher. It was long, it turned Wangatumbu inside out, and Cam Clark, no chance of catching him when he gets with it. We're outside you by a metre. That pass was essential, and it was a beauty. Look at that man in action. Well, they're in the game.
Well, something to applaud at long last, but it's going to come way too late. But now, can they just get a little bit of continuity, something going? 1 minute 40 remaining. 35-5. And the bounce is going to beat everybody into touch, and so it's going to be a throw in for Fiji. They can just wind down the clock and take their time.
Good on you, Fiji. Of course, the 44th year of Fiji Independence Day was on yesterday. National celebrations all weekend. If they win this tournament, they'll just tack another day onto the end of that holiday, won't they?
The Australians finishing 5th in the HSBC Sevens World Series last year, knowing that they have to finish 4th, and now they really do know that it's not going to be easy. And Clark goes forward, trying to get him over that advantage line. Now the bounce sits up for Wells. That's the 22. From what we've seen on day one, the big boys, New Zealand, South Africa and Fiji, are still the teams to beat.
Steel's good.
The steal is good from Fiji, and it comes out the back, and Wells puts the body on the line, and the penalty is there for the Australians. So half a minute remaining as Lucas thought he spotted a gap. Makes some metres after the quick tap. Laying advantage here.
Racket formed. Offside.
One last chance for a bit of consolation by the Australians.
Ben Ryan pretty happy with this. His development team won the tournament at Noosa last week, the 4U tournament, Oceania tournament. He sent most of them home, and he's just come here with the new team. And now it is Holland who steps, runs straight into some solid defence. Tom Lucas. Ball comes back. Holland gives it now to Foley. Gives it off to Cameron Clark. And he's going to get another one. It's come way too late, but it'll give them just that little bit of confidence, help them sleep a little bit easier after an absolute shellacking by the Fijians. 35 points to 10. But all the damage was done in the opening minutes when Fiji came to play and everything went their way. But it was more their defence rather than their attack that was able to get them the victory.
Yeah, they came out of the block so powerfully in the early part of the first half, the Fijians. I think you said the word shell-shocked. Cam Clark finishes the game with the conversion, takes it up to a respectable 12, but against Fiji, when they got 35, it ain't enough.
All-time points scorers for Australia, Peter Miller, 631, followed by Stannard, and Clark now brings up 400 points, so congratulations on that milestone. But he won't be happy about that because none of the Australians will be happy. Fiji, too good, and now back to the drawing board for the Australians because they're going to have to play South Africa in the quarterfinals tomorrow. They'll have to come out firing, and it's been a wonderful performance by Fiji. Let's hear from their coach.
Well, coach, an emphatic win. Did you think you were going to win by that much?
No, Australia are an excellent side. We started well, got the upper hand, and luckily we came away with a win.
It seems a win that was built on defence, though.
Yeah, we're working hard on that. I think Fiji's got a good reputation for attacking. We're not bad at that, but we've got to have the other side of the game, and I think we've shown that we're not the finished article there, but we're certainly defending a little bit better than we were last year.
It seems another thing you've been working on is the mental side of the game with this group.
They're a good bunch, actually. You know, hopefully I can do less, they can do more. But you know, the bottom line is we could finish 8th tomorrow, so we've not won anything. We just got to work hard. 3 cup finals tomorrow, starts with the quarter-final.
Yeah, wise words. Good luck for day 2, coach.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Ben Ryan is smiling. The Fijians are smiling, so too the New Zealanders. Let's go through Pool A now, and it is New Zealand finishing on top, the defending champions from the Gold Coast last year, 9 points, followed by Samoa on 7, France and Japan bringing up 3rd and 4th. In Pool B, South Africa 3 from 3, finishing on 9 points, and Wales are also through to the Cup quarterfinals, finishing with 7 points. In Pool C, Fiji dominant in that last game, 9 points. Australia through to the Cup quarterfinals, but in 2nd place, so it's going to be much harder for them tomorrow. And in Pool D, Argentina, a bit of a surprise packet with their 3 wins, finishing on 9. England getting through to the Cup quarterfinals, they're on 7. So we can now look at the bottom 8 for tomorrow. We call it the Bowl and the quarterfinals. So France take on Canada, Scotland up against American Samoa, United States against Japan, and Kenya against Portugal. So there'll be some competitive matches there. And this is the all-important one. Most of the points will come out of the top 8, the Cup, and the quarterfinal draw. Sees New Zealand take on England. Fiji will play Wales. Argentina up against Samoa, and South Africa will play Australia. So that is day 1, stop 1 on the HSBC Sevens World Series at Cbus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast in Queensland. On behalf of the commentary team, Carl Tanana, also Willie Lose from New Zealand, and my...
For the Gold Coast Sevens, tear it up, they're done and dusted. It is now one of the next round matchup, the next quarterfinal between Fiji and Wales. Fiji lead overall 27-9. They won 45-0 in their last matchup and tied at 1 apiece here on the Gold Coast. I'm joined in commentary by New Zealand Sevens, a legend, Carlton Unna, and Fiji were outstanding day one.
Oh, they were brilliant, Sean, on day one. They were led by their captain, Kalini Sau, who's amongst everything. He was outstanding. The number one also, Dumolala, he was good in the air, thuck out. He was pretty quiet, but you can't underestimate his hard work in the ruck area. But Wales did extremely well. Their two Williams boys for mine in the back, they were awesome. TP Williams and Harry, in jersey number 8, they were good.
So two Williams boys were exceptional last night, and they'll need to be again in the sunshine today, because this Fijian team have been arguably the form team of the tournament so far.
Well, their game against Australia really sent the message out. 35-12 was an outstanding effort. But the thing with the Fijians, you don't know what team will turn up on day two, and that's the problem. If they are on mentally, that will be very tough to beat. And I think New Zealand losing would have just switched them on a bit, knowing that there is an opportunity to get title here on the Gold Coast today. Wales
pushed South Africa all the way yesterday, and then were good against Kenya and American Samoa. Mike Adamson, a former player himself, will take charge of this one. He's got a good feel for how this is all going to play out. There's our head-to-head once more. So Fiji dominate that, but as Carlton Unna just touched on, it can be a different beast on day two. Our Fijian fans are in full voice, and they're saying, let's make some noise on the Gold Coast. Up go Wales. That looked forward from the kickoff. Tapped on.
And already a little bit of tempo by Fiji. Just putting a little shoulder in there, just showing that they're going to be physical again. That's how they rocked Australia, got them on their back heels. So they want to do that again to the Welsh side.
Approach. Bind. Set.
Back it comes. It's over the top of Collie Missau. And the fan comes already. The flick pass out of the back of the hand. You're going to see a whole heap more of that in this Cup quarter-final between Fiji and Wales. They were the long-range specialists on day one. A couple of 110-metre efforts, and this sort of play certainly helped make that come to fruition. That pass doesn't go to hand, and it'll come away with Morgan, who's a little whippet, but he's swallowed up by the giant Kunatani. Here they come again, Wales. To fall awkwardly there, Thomas Williams. We ourselves a Thomas and a Tom in the Welsh lineup. They reload down the right side through Harries.
Advantage not rolling.
Penalty advantage coming here, and the little dummy's a clever one. Couldn't release the pass though, Price. Thomas Williams back up off the deck. And again gets a lovely pass away. Fleet-footed, little whip it, and they go back to Thomas Williams. Wales strike first over Fiji.
Good interplay there on that far side of the field by the Welsh. Just weighted possession. Fiji made the mistake in their own 22. It took them a little while, but in the end, they didn't even look to go to the far side of the field. They just stayed down that short corridor. That was a good release pass. Took out two defenders. Missed tackles from Fiji. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that little area, and 4 of them were on their knees for Fiji. Well done, Wales. Great start.
It'll be all right, says our try scorer. A-OK from the Goldie. To those watching on back in Cardiff and around the world, as the kick is away to the right. So early on it is Wales 5 leading Fiji 0. So Fiji yet to enter the Welsh half. Just as we say that, the big man winds up in the backfield. Oh, it is all too easy. The head back and forth, edging himself across the line, and Katonibau levels it up.
Oh, it makes it look so easy, don't they? Fiji, as the crowd goes off, always heavily supported. Nice in the air was Katani. And look at the big man, the high shanky, Aisake Katoni bow, the head goes down. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Very good, and he made no mistake getting it to ground. We saw that yesterday, didn't we, Carl, from his teammate Kunatani was butchered one over the try line as the Fijian faithful start to ramp it up a little bit here in the sunshine. Little short kick and up go Fiji. Scrappy, but it'll come back now for Jerry Tuai. Leaps and goes and releases another one of his big men down the left side. That is Domalailai. Kunatani offloads beautifully, and now the raking pass across the pitch. Switch is good, switch is real good. So's the footwork from Rawatha. Oh, they're having a party! Fiji doing what Fiji do so well.
And isn't it good to watch when Fiji are in this mood? Katoni Bell gets a second in as many minutes. In front of their huge support here on the Gold Coast. Kaluni Sal, the captain, a nice little late switch. And look at the big man in the feet of the Wantha. And that is just so tough to stop. And the last offload here by Kutani. The change of angle at speed is just so tough to defend. As you can see, Wales just chasing them. Well, they're showing the love here.
A blossoming bromance, possibly, between a couple of the Fijian big men. Clever kick and can't be brought in. Well-weighted restart.
I'll take that, I'll take the knock on.
Well, Carl, our co-commentator Willie Losse tells us that the Fijians are up early this morning in the hotel pool and just freshening up a little, having a little swim too.
Very focused. They're not renowned for liking the water, are the Fijians. We saw them going in there and doing their stretches. And I think that's the difference that Ben Ryan's brought to this outfit. He's made them, give them a lot more structure, a lot more professionalism. At the moment, they're reaping the rewards on the field.
Comes Thomas Williams, he open, they're scoring. This guy can shake it, let me tell you. Luke Morgan, the Welsh flyer, red lines on the way in. He hits top pace, and Wales hits straight back.
Oh, I like to see this on the replay because he just out and out smoked the Fijian defender, that Luke Morgan. You don't see this very often. Good scrum, they get the way on, they go the right way, does Williams. Limited room. He just freezes Katoni Bao. Looks like he got shot by a sniper. I tell you, Luke Morgan has got some gas. He says, don't forget about me, lads.
They have got serious pace all across the park, the Welsh. And the conversion attempt is away. Gee, what a first half between Fiji and Wales. Thrill millisecond, and it is 14-0 in favour of Fiji.
Oh, 4 well-taken tries by both teams. We couldn't ask for a better quarter-final. Looking forward to see what they have to say in the huddle. Let's go to Wales.
We are stressing them, okay? And it's excellent. That play with our first try, boys, when we put in 2 in the front, like it's super. We keep ball, we will stress them, we will score. What will they do in the second half? They will tell you, Scotland, 3 line breaks the last 2.5 minutes. Keep that in our mind. Keep that in our mind. When we kick off, boys, when we score next, and when we kick off, let's stay our side as well as the ball. Okay? So we play down there, we keep them down there, and we don't get out, we don't get out of half for 7 minutes. Now that's under our control because it's our kick-off. We get the kick-off right, we get the next tackle right, the next pass right, everything's okay. But it's a 4-point game. We talked about as long as we're ahead, we control the pace.
we're ahead. Yeah. And when we get the ball, we keep the ball, we score. So be confident about that, but make sure that we are focused now and we start. Please?
Two very different approaches from the coach. You see Gareth Williams, the Welsh coach, he was intense and he could smell a victory. But for Fiji, Ben Ryan, very calm, very collected, because he knows the Fijians don't really respond to screaming and shouting. He knows it's the cruisy way. Just give him a couple of things to think about and then go about your business.
Well, let's hope we get a second half to match the first. Things are really starting to heat up here at the Gold Coast Sevens, Tournament 1 of the 9-tournament HSBC Sevens World Series. Moments ago, England stunned New Zealand. And now Fiji lead by just 4 against the Welsh.
Hands past contact.
This will help the men in red. They come to the right through Price. Comes off one, bounces into the tackle.
Entry.
Solid work, solid start to the second half for Wales. Williams. Here they come. The pass is a good one wide too. The little pocket rocket Morgan. Fiji do well to snuff that thread out.
Oh, they had to as well, Sean. They had to send numbers to make sure that ball didn't come out because Wales were threatening on that far side. They exposed them. I think Groves, the number 12, was asking the question of the referee.
Over here. No, turn over.
Well, this could be fun. We saw this a number of times yesterday. Fiji camped pretty much on their try line, and they went well all the way up the park. This time the Welsh defence is very strong. Good shot on the ball there from Thomas Williams, eventually cleared. It's Thakau trying to pinch some metres, and now they absorb it through the midfield and clear it down the right side. The footwork is just exceptional, and the pass is forward. Oh no, they'll be saying, if they support Fiji, Colin Nisau was gone down the right side.
Oh, they've done it so well. Be interesting, this is a good angle. Geez, I don't know. The Wantha was the one that gave the pass to his captain, Colin Nisau. He was under the post of his let on, but that's the way it goes sometimes in Wales.
Time on.
Huge let off for them.
Wait for them to engage before we put the ball. Crouch. Bind. Set. Playing the 9.
Okay. Here they come, Wales. The little grubber through, looking for it to sit up, and it'll go far too long off the boot of Trahan.
Just a rush to the head by Luke Morgan. He didn't need that kick that finally got the set piece penalty. Could have just slowed it down and set it up.
11.
Rawatha will have a break, and on will come Wangatambu. Sapping conditions, really warm here on the Gold Coast.
Well, Colin Nisau's the secret here in the centre position for Fiji. He's the creator, he's the one who's the ball player. Will he be provider?
Let's take it back.
Here he goes, trying to free up the new man on the park, Wangatambu. And they suck every centimetre out of the left-hand side. Here they come. Here comes Ravovo. Back inside. He finds the big fella, Veramalu. Oh, they're going to go the whole way. Fiji. Wangatambu helped get it started, and he wraps it up.
Well, you want to come on as a reserve player and make an impact, and he makes an immediate one. Does Wangatambu. Colin Nisau again. Just the smarts of the man, draws in the defence, goes down that short side. They had a heap of numbers coming on the inside, did Fiji. Nice timing of the pass, it wasn't over yet. And here's the last one. Taking the fat man's track was the big number 12. And he gets the meat pie.
Oh, how good's a meat pie? If you're a fan watching on from Suva, or in the stands here supporting Fiji, who are quickly emerging as favourites, possibly. Apa Salomi Wangatambu edges ahead at the top of the try scorers list here on the Gold Coast. Play on. Now the fen comes once, twice, thrice. Have a little bit of that, says Kunatani. And Fiji are now kicking clear.
With his distribution, he's given away 2 tries to his teammates, as Kunatani on this occasion. He's the one that goes up from the kickoff and it puts himself in position to receive the pass and go all the way. Get out, see you later. You beat it too. One more for good luck.
And Kunatani will never make the same mistake he did yesterday. He's gone viral around the world online after, well, how would you describe his moment of madness yesterday?
Oh yeah, it was over for an easy try, was a bit lazy, and then he got stung by a tackle right under the ribs and got chucked over the dead ball, so I'm sure Ben Ryan had a little word in his ear about that.
26-10, Fiji lead Wales in the Cup quarter-final.
Time off, please.
And now blow past New Zealand in the try-scoring stakes.
Time off.
From game 1 yesterday, early on against Scotland, Fiji looked the goods. It's continued on day 2. This comes down for Smith. And now they can really open up, even more so than they normally do. Colin Misau. Oh, the hip swerve. It looked like he was going under the limbo bar. And then streaks clear. The balance exceptional from Ravovo.
Well, it's a good takeoff from Wales initially from Smith. He was down the sideline and then a loose pass, and that's all Fiji needed. They cut up the support players. And they got it out to Kolinisau again in the midfield where they knew there was space. The inside ball. Oh, and that's some tired tackles from the Welsh team. But like you said, Sean, a little bit of a hit shake from Ravovo. Just a bit of icing on the cake for Fiji, who will go into the semi-final of the Cup competition.
How hard to break a tackle and then streak them like that.
Just so well balanced, aren't they? And I think for me, Sean, they look really fit. Look at a different level, and when they're switched on and confident, no one can touch them, especially at the moment.
31-10, Fiji lead Wales. Kunatani couldn't bring that one in, and Wales can look to finish with a little bit of a flourish, but no chances. They are fighting each other. Refs are getting tackled, and it's all blowing out here at the back end.
Guys, that's time up. Time up.
Mr. Adamson says that will do. Let's have a look at the ref. Get out of the way. And another look. Former player, he won't mind a little bit of the rough stuff there. Mike Adamson from Scotland. So full time. Fiji are on the march. Too good for Wales. 31 points to 10. what about the quality of the Cup semi-finals coming up? England get there after knocking out the
here on the Gold Coast by 26 points to 12. Simon Amor has stayed with the same 7 that demolished New Zealand earlier by 31 points to 7. Hard-working forwards Burgess, Rodwell and Gray are there. Norton is the go-to man, and also Bibby and Watson. And for Fiji, well, where do you start? Domalilo, Kunatani and Thakau is back. The experience of the 36-year-old playing in his 45th event, and he will be crucial in this game. They are led by Osea Kolinisau, and their top try scorer in the tournament is on the bench. That's just how much class they have, Carlton, Anna.
Yes, indeed. It'll be interesting to see how England attack this game. I'm sure the blueprint for them is against New Zealand, where they play it slow and control the pace of the game. Fiji will want to play a high-tempo type of game, and it all revolves around their centre and captain, Osea Kolinisau. I think he has been outstanding this weekend for the Fijians, jersey number 8. He's going to be a central figure for Fiji if they're going to be any chance to win this game.
Fiji so far, clean record, and the same for England. Speaking of New Zealand earlier today, a very warm pull-up Banaka to all of you watching in Suva and Nandi, all around the world, wherever you may be. These images going through the Pacific, Fiji, Tonga and Samoa through New Zealand Sky Sport, Australia here on Fox, the Middle East with Satanta through Europe, Sky UK, and of course a huge audience in Asia. The first Cup semi-final doesn't get any better than this for these two teams, and Rasavenge from Australia will control the match.
Well, if there's any team that can challenge the Fijian pace, it's the English side, because they are so big and physical, Willie. That's the exciting thing about me, for me, in this matchup. The skill and athleticism against the structure and power of England.
Christian Lewis Pratt gets us underway. The white of England against the power and pace of Fiji. Kolinisau with his first touch of the ball, and now they try and go down the flank here. Rawatha inside to Kolinisau. Kolinisau now looking for someone to come back on the cut. That man is too wide. Jerry too wide, one to beat. Just the sweeper, too wide, the pop pass inside. Here comes the first try. Dawn Malala.
Well, too wide looked like a guy I saw walking around just moments earlier. Waisale Sarevi, watch him here. Kolinisau calls him on the inside. Too wide, little stop and go. Oh yeah, none better than that. Jerry Tuwai freezes the defence, buys time, waits for a support play, and it comes in the form of Domo Lalai. And in front of the hysterical Fijian fans, they score.
Last Friday, which was the 10th of October, was the 44th year of Fiji independence. And I know, talking to some of the guys in the hotel, they said they want to win this tournament for their fans back home. Conversion is successful, of course. The first democratic vote was in 2014. Frank Bainimarama, the chosen Prime Minister, and I know that these images, they'll be celebrating in the friendly islands of Fiji. Lost forward, the first mistake by Kunatani and Fiji, but now England with possession. Bibby has it. Class act as Bibby steps on the inside, looks for some support, and there is the support. Comes in the form of Lewis Pratt. It's a foot race. They won't catch him. What a game of sevens. Punch and counter punch from England, and Lewis Pratt runs 60 metres.
Well, I think this guy was missing for England yesterday because he's a playmaker, he's a director, and he made a huge difference in the quarter final, and he was on one leg yesterday. He come off after 2 minutes of the first game. He gives it here. And Dan Bibby has been good today for mine. He's injected himself at the right time. And look at him here, showing no restraints. He's hurting, don't worry about that. But he's not going to show it. It's Christian Lewis Pratt.
23 years old, the conversion to tie it up, and it's good. 2.5 gone in the first half of this quality match between England and Fiji, and we're all tied up. Simon Amor, what a player he was, the former Sevens captain, 34-year-old. Making notes in the book. Represented England Sevens for 6 years, including 4 Hong Kong titles. Here's the try scorer.
Geez, I think I was there for a couple of them too, Willie. Don't remind me. We're on the wrong side of the ledger.
The counter ruck is good. You heard that from the referee, but they've just lost a forward, England, there. So sending in more players to the breakdown. Obviously one area they've identified.
No doubt about that. And the thing that's already apparent to me is that it's going to come down to taking your opportunities at the right moment. That was a huge one. I know it's only the first half, but it just gets the feeling in the match-up that everything's going to count at the right time. It's going to be that close.
Man with the ball, Jerry Tuwai on debut, rather. One of the real standout players last week for Fiji B. Well, you can put Fiji D in most tournaments and they'll still win. As they get it wide to Rawatha. Good tackle from Norton. Straight in and around the boots. Look at the power there just to hold up and buy some time for the captain, Kolini Sau. Has that gone forward? No, it hasn't, but it has found its way into the touch.
You can see the Fijians are trying to take Dan Norton out of the game by being confrontational with him on the wing, make him tired, so when he does get the ball in attack, he's not as effective.
Jerry Tuwai called in for the injured Mulivoru, who no doubt will be sitting back in the islands watching this. Our best wishes to the injured players from Fiji that weren't able to make it here. We know that you'll be back. And now Kunitani offloads. Kolini Sau breaks the tackle and races away. Fiji are in again.
Just the natural athleticism of the Fijians. And a confident team they are at the moment because of this kid. Osia Kolini Sau. Tuwai with the offload and the long striding. Number 2, Kunatani, carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. And this kid, Osia Kolini Sau, been good for a long time, but he's led his team well and from the front with runs like this.
Soccer in his youth. Played rugby late in school and never thought that he'd ever be captain rugby, but he made his debut in Dubai in 2008. The rover in midfield. And the 44 years of independence is getting sweeter and sweeter every minute for the Fijians.
I think the main thing about Kolini Sau is that he's so adaptable. He can play in the centres, he can play on the wing, he can play at standoff. And that's the beauty of him. So adaptable.
70 tries for Osia Kolini Sau in his career. Up high goes Rodwell, back into the hands of Gray. It's gone backwards, and so now they've lost it forward.
Big moment in this game, Woody. Counting down to nearly 1 minute just before the half. Fiji with a crucial turnover there.
But we haven't seen the likes of Watson and Norton. They've got to get the ball into the hands of these class players in the midfield for England.
Well, that's a smart thing for mine. In the case of Fiji in their attack, they're running straight at Dan Norton.
Too wide. Not afraid to go to the line, and he's not afraid to score tries either. How did he do that? He had no right to score that try, Jerry Tuwai. And Kolini Sau approves his first try here and on the World Series.
Oh, the juice is flowing for Fiji at the moment. Jerry Tuwai takes it off the base. You said he's just coming to this as a replacement. Well, he's taken it with 2 hands, Jerry Tuwai.
This is a Fijian team that mean business in 2014. Up for grabs. A spot at the Commonwealth Games in 2 years' time, and their fans are delirious, absolutely delighted. 3 converted tries to 1, and as our expert comments man, former New Zealand captain Carl Tanana said, such a crucial time in the match just before the break. The restart from Kolini Sau. Rodders goes up, taps it back. taken out in the air.
In the air, number 1. Leave him in the air, number 1.
Domalai challenging James Rodwell while he was up in the air. And so who do they go to here, Carl? Who needs to get ball in hands? Is it Bibby? Is it Watson?
Yeah, Dan Bibby, the one for mine. Willie, that has been the playmaker for this English side. They did very well in their quarterfinal, this facet of play. There he comes now.
Burgess taps, gives it to Lewis Pratt. There is Bibby, the man, the go-to man. Clean out is a little slow.
Number 10, first action is to seal off.
Oh, geez, I think that's harsh. Sealing off was the call. Christian Lewis Pratt, the one singled out. Now Fiji get the last right before the half.
Domalai thought they may have just kicked it out, but this is Fiji, remember. And they want more points. Here comes Kunatani. Kunatani breaks through the first, offloads. Here comes that elusive fourth try for Fiji. Why would you kick it out when you can score tries? And Captain Courageous goes in for his second.
We can see the result of early part and a half. Fiji running at the smaller men of the English team. Kunatani, there was weak effort on defence by Marcus Watson. He won't be happy. He gets it down just. The captain, Kolene Sao.
They've been in scintillating form, the Flying Fijians. 38-0 against Portugal, 35-12 against Australia yesterday, and 31-10 against Wales earlier this morning here on the Gold Coast. Half-time here where Fiji lead by 26-7. Simon Amor is the coach for England, and let's listen and see what he's got to say.
It's making one-on-one tackles. We're going high and palmed off, so we get his leg chops in. Keep either side, keep assessing those offloads. We know against this team, small movement tries very quickly if you get the ball. So very clear men on the bench. We're really enticing Katie. Force from the outside, knock the palms down, leg chops, and keep inside assessing offloads.
For England, Coach Ben Ryan.
One more score now, I think they've got a chance. We hold on to it now, one more score, the game's over. You understand that? If we score a kick-off, we keep them in their half for as long as possible. We hold on to the ball. If it's not on, we apply pressure. You understand? We apply pressure. Apply pressure to them for the next 7 minutes.
Simple equation, Carlton Allen. Score first, game over.
Yeah, their kick-offs will go long, apply pressure with their defence, try and create a turnover. Simon Amor on the other side of the coin, saying that in defence they need to chop down the Fijians. They're going too high, they're able to offload. If you put them on the deck, make them tired, have another guy competing for the ball, get some turnover ball, and then you got an opportunity set. They're still in this game, but they need to score first.
Volvo from Blue Lagoon, and their fans are some of the best in the world. Every tournament of the 9 of the HSBC 7 series, there are Fijians. They love their team, they love their sevens. As Kolene Sao gets us underway, rising high, was great. Burgess clears it to Lewis Pratt. Now Watson, he's a dangerous Watson, so is this man there. Riders with a lovely little offload. Back into Gray. Lewis Pratt has it, trying to get outside their own half. Watson, dummy to the first player, gives it on. The back play to Burgess. Bibby falls over there, and just because of that, thought that he may not have actually got there in time, but they hadn't rolled away.
They've got to lift it up here, Willie. England are just a bit too slow at the moment. They've got to go to Bibby and go to their go-to men with the hot hand.
Lewis Pratt, the try scorer for England, with a wide pass, too high for Burgess. And you can see the disappointment. He sets very high standards. That's Christian Lewis Pratt, and he knew. And that's an opportunity that's just gone.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to take your opportunities, and England aren't on this occasion because of the pressure applied by Fiji. They're chasing the game. But here they go again.
Turnover there from the line-out means that England do have possession. Here goes Watson. Watson trying to get on the outside, calls in Norton. Dan Norton with a lovely little offload to Christian Lewis Pratt. Support arrives, it's slow.
First arriving player.
Too slow, and Kolene Sao taps and goes. Score one set, Ben Ryan, and it's all over. Now they get it out to Kunatani. The lovely little late cut, and here comes a try to Rawatha. I'll get it out eventually. They don't give you many opportunities, Fiji, but they take theirs.
Well, Kalini Sau again, he was the one competing for the ball, got the turnover, he took the quick tap, and then the late cut there between Kunatani and Rawatha. And the fancy finish for the flying Fijians.
Yeah, from the Nadronga club, the champions. And he has impressed Coach Ben Ryan. Told that he was an exciting prospect, and he is delivering here on the Gold Coast. It's blowing out now. Fiji 5 tries to 1, lead by 33 points to 7. The carver will be flowing.
Time's back on.
Well, you think rugby's religion in South Africa and New Zealand, well, in Fiji sevens, every man, woman and child
One must go off.
know these players, love these players, revere these players.
And they tell you too, you ever visit the most beautiful part of the world, if you're ever there, I'll tell you what, they tell you about their sevens players, they educate you. And what a performance their team is turning on today. Oh, that's beautiful. Kunatani, the offload. Veremalua gets it away, and here comes Kartonimbau. 9th try. This is unbelievable. What a performance. Simon Amor. Don't think they could have done too much more, because this Fijian side means business.
Oh, unstoppable at the moment. Confidence riding high. You can just see it in the body language of the Fijians, and poetry, emotion at the moment. A well-oiled machine.
Look at that. Jerry Tuwai goes over to celebrate. Saw them in the pool earlier this morning at around 7 o'clock. And they were there, they were jubilant, but they very much had their game face on. And maybe that's what Ben Ryan has brought, because he's not going to teach the Fijians how to play sevens, is he?
Well, he can. I don't think you want to harness the Fijian way of playing the game. You just want to give them a little bit of structure, a little bit of professionalism in terms of recovery and things like that, a little bit of knowledge. And now he's starting to find the fruits of his efforts.
Little kick forward there from Jerry Tuwai, turns over, and now England have possession, and some of the new players are on the field. Bibi runs across and tries to find some space. Big tackle coming in from Veremalua. Quickly in and creating. Look at the swarming defence from the Fijians. It's mushroom-like. They just push from the outside in. Their coach Ben Ryan said keep them in their own half, put pressure on them, ask questions, and that's what they've been doing. 2 in the tackle. Wasn't held, so he gets to his feet. Blanchard. Here's Bibi again. Another big contact from Veremalua. Space down this blind side, the little pop pass there. It was a difficult one for Lewis Pratt to try and hold on to, and Bibi goes in and clears it. Now they've got some space out wide. Break. Opts for the kick, but there's players back there for Fiji, and they've given possession back to this danger man, Jerry Tuwai. Beats the first. Tuwai. Now he's starting to play with the defenders like Waisali Sareva used to do.
Release number 7.
The quick tap here. Ravovo. The offload. Veremalua. They've got more players, it seems, on the field. Reaching, and he's just short, I think.
I think he's got this down, Willie, for mine. Just. Nanga Levu.
Sometimes it feels like the English have 7 and the Fijians have got 15 on the field.
Well, that's what confidence does for you. Well, he does in it. They're taking it to a set-up. They're keen to get off the deck.
Okay, I'm going to go RVR and check it out. Time of RVR.
RVR time for the Australian referee. This is the view that he will be looking at. Nangalevu on debut. His feet are okay. Has he got that down, Kaltanana?
Well, it's touched the chalk. It's just whether his right leg is out. Hard to see from that view. I think the assistant referee has said that the leg was out before he rolled over and the line touched, or the ball touched the line.
Based on what we've seen.
Just watch the bottom of his legs here. He rolls over, he's fine. Feet are up.
Yeah, short.
That's short. There's touch there, but I think his legs are actually out.
I just want to see the angle if he's in touch first, the angle from if he's in touch.
So the first, he's fallen short, just place it.
Okay, I'm happy to go try there.
He's awarded it. More celebrations for Fiji. And they're just running riot. It's an assault on the English. And as it stands, this is the best performance by Fiji against England since Dubai in 2000, where they thumped them 43-0.
They've just been so dynamic, haven't they? Fiji in this game.
Oh.
There's no way I would have picked this scoreline for the life of me, Willie. I thought it was going to be very, very close, but England just dominated every single stat that you can think of.
The restart from Ravovo, up and playing the man in the air is dangerous, and so the quick tap from Brake, John Brake, Lewis Pratt. Now they're starting to find a little bit of space here. Bibby gets it out wide to Bowen. Tom Bowen on debut, brought down in the tackle of Ravovo. England will definitely want to try and get a second try here, coming in on the angle, and a big hit coming from Kunatani. He came from Sydney to make that tackle. The pop pass here up to Bowen, trying to find some space, but this defense from the Fijians is brilliant. Davis, he goes in. There's another big tackle coming in.
Attacking entry.
And incorrect entry means that in the last 30 seconds, Fiji are going to have possession. The quick tap from Tuwai. They're not done. They want 50. That's the goal here for the Fijians now, is to score and get that 50. Tuwai. Jerry Tuwai. No, this is the replacement. It's actually Wangatambu. My apologies. Wangatambu's in the corner. He looks just like Jerry Tuwai, but he runs like Api Wangatambu.
Well, you can't argue with the result in the score, can you, Willie? The dummy and go. Very tired defence from England. He just picks his angle to Api Salome, Wangatambu, and there's no need to go to the VR there. That is placed out with an exclamation mark.
This to bring up 58 tries to 1. The best performance by Fiji against England was in Hong Kong in 2000, so they have scored 50 before in 2000. 52-7, this to bring it to 50, unsuccessful. And in the first semi-final of the Cup in 2014 on the Gold Coast, Fiji have beaten England 48-7.
They got enough in the tank to do it again in the final?
I don't know. So soon find out. Yeah, no, I didn't expect that. England played very well in the quarter-final, and it was tight at 7-all. We just got a couple of lucky bounces at kickoff, took us away, and then you know, the scoreline, you know, I think flattered us in the end.
Go well, enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Well, he must be very happy indeed. The Fijian coach Ben taking on their Pacific neighbours, Samoa. What a matchup it's going to be. Two teams who have deserved their spot in the final. Fiji versus Samoa, and it's all going to happen at this wonderful venue, Siba Super Stadium.
On the bounce. Oh, it's a kind bounce, and it's a try to wrap it up in style. Fama will step and put it down between the sticks. Great conversion. David Raikkonen scoring the last of the tries. New Zealand have won it by 40 points to 19.
Well, we're counting down along with the fans and all of you, wherever you're watching around the globe, to the big decider in 2014 at the Gold Coast. Fiji versus Samoa. Alongside me, I'm Greg Clark, and we have Carl Tinana, former New Zealand Sevens captain, in the commentary box as well. Fiji, some of the tries have been absolutely sensational.
Yeah, they have been on fire today. It's been led by the captain, Colin Isao. He's been amongst everything. He's been a provider, like on that occasion, the late cut. And I just love this time. Don't they, when they're in this mood, very good to watch are the Fijians, and well, they really did just dismantle Wales with tries like this.
It's not surprising, but Fiji are closing in on their 20,000th point. They average 27 points per game in the World Series. That's around about 4.3 tries per game. They're actually second behind New Zealand, who average 4.7 and 30 points per game. But you'd think if they keep this up under the coaching of Ben Ryan, they'll close that gap on New Zealand pretty quickly.
Well, this is the performance for me, Greg, in the semi-final that really made me stand up and take notice of this Fijian side, because this English team had just dismantled New Zealand in the quarterfinal, and then Fiji just took it to another level. They are just laced with talent right across the park from 1 to 12, and this guy for me, Colin Isao, has been near the best player of the tournament. It'll be interesting to see what his influence is like in the final for them. I'm sure it'll be huge.
So unbeaten on the way to the final at the Gold Coast, the Flying Fijians. They have been in hot form, and the Samoans, well, when you talk about their average over the years in the World Series, they average 22 points per game, 3.5 tries, so below Fiji. But we know on their day, the Samoans, if they get their physicality right, they've got the finishes to do some damage.
Exactly right, Greg, and the thing for me, they really have flown under the radar this tournament. No one was really picking the pre-tournament, but they've grown into it. They got better as the more games they played, and on day two, well, they just exploded. And you're right, they get the physical part right, the mental part right, and put it all together. Well, these tries like this is what they can produce, because they were equally as impressive dismantling the Blitzbokker, who looked so good coming into this one. And Lulului, the captain for the Manu Samoa, well, he's been good too with his leadership. That's one thing I really think has stood out for mine.
Ione has been sensational. So two teams in great form. Let's have a look at how they got to the final on the Gold Coast in 2014. And you can see there that Fiji were too good for Wales, 31-10 in the quarterfinal. And then they beat England 48-7 in the semis at the bottom end of the draw. Samoa coming from behind to beat Argentina in the quarterfinal. Then they beat South Africa 28-12. So Fiji versus Samoa, two hot form teams in hot form, and this is a situation with the HSBC Sevens World Series over the years. New Zealand have been in 80 finals, winning 51. That's a good strike rate, isn't it? Fiji, 52 appearances for 23 wins. Got into Samoa, 24 finals since 1999, and they have had 9 wins. And the Samoans, the last final they were in was in Dubai in 2013. Last time they beat Fiji was in Port Elizabeth in a Cup quarterfinal, 2013. And these fans from Fiji have been really terrific. They're always terrific right around the series, no matter where the series stops around the globe. And I reckon they are certainly celebrating a wonderful tournament so far in Fiji, because it was Independence Day on Friday, and that means the celebrations roll right through the weekend. If they can do the job here, well, they'll take that trophy and the celebrations will go overboard.
Well, if you like the physical part of the game, well, you're going to expect you're going to get a lot of it.
And the Melanson girls are running the ball out. Terrific moment for them. So congratulations. No, they look great. And that is the prize for the winner. Remember, it is 10 minutes each way. Well, Luce on the right of your screen there as well. Notebook in hand, getting ready. So they make their way out. It is Samoa in the blue and Fiji in the white. They met in the final in London 2008. Samoa won that one 19-14. In Wellington in 2010, Fiji won the final 19-14, and they also clashed in London in 2012. Fiji downing Samoa 38-15 on that occasion. We're going to have the anthems before the big final here at the Gold Coast.
Gold Coast Sevens, please be upstanding for the national anthems of Fiji and Samoa. Ladies and gentlemen, the cup final for the Gold Coast Sevens 2014. It is Fiji taking on Samoa. Our referee.
Yes, we're just about set. Fiji, coached by Ben Ryan. Samoa, coaches Diki Taufua. And the referee now under the Australian flag. Normally South Africa, but he's moved his residence to Queensland. Rasta Rashavanga. We're calling him Rashtaru. So the Samoa fans are set. I hope you're set in Apia and right around the beautiful island of Samoa. And from Nandi to Natandola, Sigatoka to Suva, wherever you are in Fiji, it's great to have your company. Get set for the decider. 10 minutes each way. And it is Samoa kicking off through Lolo Louis. The final at the Gold Coast 2014 is underway. Battle of the Pacific, and there's a poor defensive lap early on. And it is Fiji looking for the perfect start. Too wide, too wide. He gets it out now to Domalole. Unbelievable start, Fiji.
Well, only seconds gone in this final, and Fiji, through their young man Jerry Tuwai, who broke from his own quarter, got caught by Mia Lloyd, but offloads the awareness of see where his support player is, and up beside Domalole. Gets it started for Fiji in the best fashion possible, but Tuwai was the creator, Domalole the finisher.
And now the conversion from out wide. It'll be taken by Kolinisau, the captain. Beautiful strike. So he puts the icing on the cake, and it is Fiji leading by 7 points to 0. Apisai Damalai. Not the first time that the Fijians have broke a tackle, but the Samoans will be bitterly disappointed with that defensive lapse early on. And now it is Samoa. They just need to settle things down and try and hit back. Good carry here from Solia. Louis. Taloa up over halfway. Oh, and then loses the ball. In fact, it's Otto. So a mistake there, and Fiji will get the put into the scrum.
Yeah, well, the Samoans here just need to relax a little bit after the national anthems. The emotions are running high. Fiji obviously settling first. A little bit more experience here, and there's the coach, Diki Tafua, very good guy to have in charge, very calm and collected. That's what he'll be saying. Well, that'll be the instructions getting barked out, I'm sure, to his players. Just relax. You've got 10 minutes to worry about. Just need your hands on the ball.
Special weekend for the youth of Samoa, and Diki Tafua and his team want to give them something to remember, something to celebrate. But the Fijians also celebrating their 40th anniversary of independence, and now running onto it is Stakao! Oh my goodness, Senatano Pacquiao! It's easy at the moment for the Fijians. 12-0 with the kick to come. Samoa rocked at the moment.
Well, it's a tidal wave, and it all started with this guy, the captain, Kolinisau, the offload, and then Setafano Sakau. Look at the power in those legs. Go! Samoa have to make their tackles. They're not at the moment. You can see there they're over chasing. Sweeper does well, but the support play and the white shirts in and around the ball is just too much.
So 2 tries already, and no problem from right in front for the captain, Kolinisau. 14 points to 0. Unbelievable start. A long way to go, I know, but let me tell you that this has been happening in most of their games. They have turned on a masterpiece, and I'll put the mocker on them there because there's a rare mistake from the kickoff from the very experienced Kolinisau.
This is where Lolalui, who's on the ball, needs to just take control. He needs to settle down, slow the play, and just be physical. Play to their structures.
Well, we go out to the left. Mialoi. Now, Toloa. Inside their own territory. And Louis going to kick ahead. Do you kick possession away without a good chase against the Fijians? You might pay for it. You might pay for it. Tuai. The cover comes across. It's still on over on the far side. Now it's into touch. Heard it come off. It came off one of the Fijians. Ben Ryan.
Well, he knows that was a missed opportunity. He should have got it in earlier, too wide, but you don't want to give easy possession away. You're exactly right, Greg. That's what Samoa did with Lolalui. They had numbers to the right-hand side, had little possession. They need to play their game.
3 missed tackles already by the Samoans. That bounce is okay, and Mialoi lays it back. Efa Iono. Dive pass there from Louis. Need a bit of continuity. What about the tackle coming in, though, from Tanambao? And now they get the penalty taken quickly by Kolinisau. Just sizing things up for Konatani. Gets it out to Rawatha. The double round from Semi Konatani. No stopping them at the moment. 3 beautiful 7 strides.
So tough to stop big men. They can get their arms free. Look at the levers and the footwork on the Fijians. Good little change of pace, and there's a little loop from Kunatani, but it's the offloads which are killing Samoa at the moment.
19 points to 0. The kick from Kolinasau is almost had it over for him, but it just died at the last moment.
I'm not going to say it again.
So 19-0 in the Cup final, Gold Coast 2014. We didn't see the Flying Fijians at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. The gold medal was won by South Africa, beating New Zealand in the final. And I think that's still in the back of their mind. They wanted to put on a show here. Stop one on the 9-event HSBC Sevens World Series. And in this form, they are going to be hard to rein in here and for the rest of the series. Their development team won a tournament in Noosa in Queensland last week, a warm-up event, and they sent them home. They didn't need them here because this is the A team. So they've got so much depth at the moment to play with as well. And Samoa, they need to get on the score sheet. Otto goes to ground. Louis fires it out. Good pick up there from Nioloi. And now Iono, he offloads as well. Nioloi comes back. Sloppy, but cleaned up by Toloa. And now Otto. The inside ball was almost intercepted, and they couldn't control it. Samoa or Fiji.
No, come back.
So it's going to be a scrum, and Fiji will get the put in.
That's better work though from the Samoans. And Otto is the one. And jersey 8, he looks the most dangerous for the men in blue. Keeping it close, keeping it tight. That's what's worked for this young Samoan team throughout this tournament. They've got to get more position so they can do that more.
Okay, crouch. Bind. Sit.
19-0, 1 minute 50 to go in the first half. Kolinasau, he has support. Rawatha waits, and goes again. Oh, Rawatha, poor defence from the Samoans. Brilliant hands though from the Fijians. Kolinasau picked it up, and now the ball is loose, but it's going to be a penalty. A penalty against Samoa. Not sure who that man down. It was in fact 9. It was 2Y. So they're 25 metres out. Oh! It went backwards. Fortunately for Samoa, but it could be still on here. 2Y. The pass on the inside wasn't good. Katonambau couldn't pick it up. Kunatani into Domalai. Now the captain. They just keep it alive. Tonambau. Over it goes, Domalai, and now Setafano. Thakau! Pow! Wow! Thakau!
They're just so patient, are the Fijians at the moment. And their huge support. Go up, look at that, just standing, and again another offload. Domalai, the try scorer, gives it out to Thakau. That is just too easy. Four tries to 0, 26-0 at the moment. Well, just untouchable, the Fijians at the moment.
45th event for Setafano Thakau. So much experience in the 4 jersey. Having a wow of a tournament. So 26 zip. Samoans shell-shocked at the moment. And I repeat, they are not the first team to cop this sort of onslaught at the Gold Coast from the Fijians. Trying to get on the outside now is Toloa. He's doing a great job, and it's good cover defence, but a brilliant ball! He pops it up for Otto. So they're on the score sheet. That's more like the Samoans we know and love.
Just showing the heart, the Manu Samoa, and Otto, he's created couple of opportunities going forward, but it was this kid, Samoa Toloa, on the outside, just gassing his marker. Kolenasau comes back, but it's a good offload on his back. Vision impaired. Mafa'atua Otto gets the party started, exactly what Samoa needed to get back in this final.
Very timely indeed, right on the stroke of half-time, a converted try. Try scorer adds the extras, and so that might give them just that little bit of hope. 26 points to 7. It is Fiji leading Samoa. The decider at 2014 at the Gold Coast Sevens will go into the huddle.
Next 10 minutes, please. Work hard in threes. Make your tackles. On the ends, if they have the numbers, we vermalua. Deal? Otherwise, we do the same. We go hard for them, make our tackles. No excuse to miss our tackles in this final.
Special camera work, special moments for both teams. Up close and personal in the huddles, Fiji and Samoa. Ben Ryan, no excuse to miss the tackles. Easier said than done at times because the Samoans can be pretty hard to stop. We know where he's coming from. Get your defensive pattern in order and you will be celebrating after 10 minutes. For Samoa, well, 10 minutes is a long time in Sevens rugby. If they can score first, that'll give them some confidence, and that's been knocked into touch. I think it might have come off one of the Fijians. It did.
We can just see the Samoans after that try just before the half look a lot more settled in their work, their body language, even their communication seems a lot better now. You should expect the onslaught from Fiji, just put them on their heels. So by no means is this final over, Greg.
Fiji reached 2 finals in the previous series, winning both of them in Tokyo and Dubai, both against South Africa. So can they start the new series on the fly, or will Samoa hit back? They've got the talent. Toloa goes to ground. Otto moves into scrum half, and Mialoi firing it across to Lolo, and right over on the far side is Leo Lolo. Mialoi can't find a way through there. Toloa just trying to set something up, taking his time. Handball on and picking it up. Arthur Iono. Advantage is being played for the Samoans. So Otto.
You're going nowhere there. Dangerous.
Maybe just trying to slow things down a little bit, trying to play it at their own pace. Leololo. Stop and go. Calling his player on the inside, but the one-handed pass was pretty ordinary in the end. Tila Mialoi cleaned it up.
Advantage. Backs offside there.
Well, there's a mistake, and he was playing advantage.
From you, all offside there.
Offside Fiji.
Well, they're just hesitant at the moment in attack, Samoa. They're going to go forward with a bit of vigor.
So Otto trying to go forward. Inside man overran it. It's still there though. They need support quickly. But that's good defence by Fiji, getting their defensive line back in order. Iono flings it out the back. There's a big gap there, but it soon closes, and now they try and work it to the left.
Tackle only, tackle only.
Otto. Lolo. Mialoi. And on the far side, Louis! They'll check this one. Has Lolo Louis scored an important try for Samoa to keep the dream alive?
I'm pretty sure he has here, Greg. I'm pretty confident he got over. It was a nice time of the dive on Lolo. We're going to go to the RVR. Very patient build-up, though, from the Samoans. Here he goes, Lolo, the captain. Backs himself, has the ball in the left hand. Goes down low, nice and early. For me, nothing wrong with that. Samoa back. Here we go. This will be a good angle.
Or was the ball grounded before his legs went into touch?
I'm happy he's got it the first time before he went into touch. So I'm going to award a try. Time back off.
Resta. Overshunga, the referee, has awarded the try, so the dream is still alive for the Samoans. Lolo Louis.
Geez, that was a smart play from Lolo Louis. He was the one that decided, right, I'm going to take this on my shoulders. I'm going to go forward. And the timing of the dive was perfect.
Difficult conversion from out wide, but not a bad attempt. Waved away in the end, so 26 points to 12. Well, he backed himself. He had a crack. And that's exactly what the Samoans have to do. Passes completed. They've completed 35, more than half out of the Fijians. The Fijians really, in those first scintillating minutes, didn't have to pass because there were line breaks aplenty. So it goes to 10 metres and it's a knockback, so it's play on no. In the end, he's decided it was a Fiji mistake.
Oh, the game of sevens, or game of rugby, all about momentum, isn't it? And at the moment, Samoa, with the last two tries, have got it all. What a prime attacking opportunity, opposites both ways.
Okay, crouch.
Where's Otto, the number 8? He's the secret for mine. He's the one that's been so dangerous with the ball in hand. He's been the threat for Samoa.
Getting it out, and it came off one of the Fijians, and a lost ball there, so we'll have a scrum. So the bounce of the ball not going the Fijians' way at the moment, and keeping Samoa in the hunt.
Oh, an interesting tactic too with the cut, I'm sure. Diki Tafu will say, what are you doing, Otto? Keep the ball in hand. You work so hard to get there. Not the right time to do that. You better when you run with the ball and go north to south.
This time, Otto throws it out. So Folau is on there. Good leg drive by Samoa over the advantage line. Mialoi throws a dummy. They fall for it. Back on the inside. Iono. He pops it up for Tololo. They've got numbers and racing for the corner. So Folau dots it down. They might have to check this one. No, they won't. It's a try to Samoa. My goodness. Look out. The Samoan juggernaut is awake.
Oh, you can't sleep on these young kids from Samoa. Some good interplay here between the 1 and 2, Iono to Lolo, and then this guy, the replacement, Aso Folau, gets it over with authority. Can't doubt the heart of this Manu Samoa team, can you? Fiji off to a fly, but Samoa coming home strong, you betcha.
And here is the conversion. It is not successful, so 26 points to 17. And there's a lot of concern being shown for one of the Samoan players in back play. Not quite sure what happened there. So we'll just have to hope it's not serious, and stretcher is usually precaution anyway. Ben Ryan having a wow of a time. He's got talent to burn in the Fiji Islands. Following him on Twitter, he's at just about every sevens event, junior, senior, loving every minute. He's had to make some hard decisions. World Series record, Fiji 724 games played, 551, 698 games for Samoa. They won 448. So another look at it. Siaosi, Esofalau, keeping the Samoans in the game.
Just in the replay, looked like it was Talia Mialoi, the number 11 Samoa, just lost his feet and felt awkwardly, and just being very cautious here. Other medical staff. And well, Fiji in this break, this will suit them because they need to regroup here, Greg. They've been under the pump for a long time. Momentum is not behind them. They had the run in the first 10 minutes, but in the second, Samoa have come back strong. 3 good tries.
Yeah, got injured.
By the time the event has been completed here at the Gold Coast, the 15 core teams will know the draw for Dubai. That is the next leg of the HSBC series. And just a reminder, if you've just joined us, this is the first of 9 events in the World Series, and this is a special World Series because at the end of it, when they play in London at Twickenham in May 2015, the top 4 teams will automatically qualify for the Rio Olympics in 2016. And for those of you in the UK, you probably know, but just in case you don't, England has been named the designated Great Britain team, so it'll be a matter of where England finishes. If England finish in the top 4, Great Britain qualifies, and then it's up to powers that be to sort out a Great Britain team. But England is the designated team trying to qualify in the top 4 for Great Britain.
I think we also must remember too with the Olympics, Greg, I think it's only 12 teams that go to the Olympics, not the 16 as they do on the World Series, so even more pressure on these sides to make that top 4.
If you don't make the top 4, there are regional qualifying events. There'll be 5 or 6 of those. Brazil will be one of the 12 teams in Rio, being the host nation. So if you miss out on the 4, it's not the end of the road to Rio. But obviously the best thing is to try and finish in the top 4 to get the job done sooner rather than later. So our thoughts are with Dila Mialoi. And the teams have had a break now. The Fijians have had some time now to rethink what's gone wrong in the second half. 26-17. Remember that Fiji led 26-0 at one stage. Just under 4 minutes remaining. The 2014 decider at the Gold Coast, and so after that injury break, it's now Fiji flying onto it through Gunatani. The support is good. Oh, and then the pass on the inside. It was dropped there by Ramawai. So a bit of a let-off, you'd think, for the Samoans. Now, can they capitalise through Aki? He's a replacement.
Come back for a knockout under pressure.
So we'll come back for the scrum, and Samoa will get the put in. So there's time, Carl.
Oh, a lot of time. Over 3 minutes. That's a huge error on the part of Fiji, the biggest one of this tournament, because if they score there, it'll be a long road for Samoa to get back. Still 2 scores away. Samoa, so they need to strike pretty quickly here.
Ben Ryan has some fresh legs out there, so he's using his bench, and it just might take a while for the combinations to click. There is an ankle tap by Ramawai that stopped the Samoan attack, but it's still there for the men in blue. And Leo Lolo, oh, has he got the pace? Glenasau giving chase. Leo Lolo considered it. Glenasau pulled him down, but now the support play from it's Mialoi. He surprised us all because it wasn't him that has been replaced. He's still out there, and he scores his first try, and my goodness, it might be the best try he'll ever score, certainly the most timely.
Oh, how good are these young kids from Samoa? Leo Lolo goes through high strides. You can see the intensity on the chaser, on the chase from Glenasau, but a nice pass off the deck to Tia Mialoi. And now it's game on.
Look at the skill involved there. Beautiful hands. Dylan Merloy scores for Samoa. And there's the extra 2. Just when it looked at one stage it was going to be one-way traffic, Fiji leading 26 points to 0. The injury break didn't affect Samoa. Certainly didn't affect Merloy. He was there in support. So still plenty of time. Ramawai lost forward.
Well, when the first 10 minutes, these passes were sticking. They were going behind. They were all accurate. On that occasion, Wangantabu took it into contact and it drifted forward. And now Samoa, as we get down to 1 minute left in this final, have the opportunity. 2 points behind. They've got possession. That's the main thing. Who's going to be the man to stand up?
Samoa. Can they do what was seemingly impossible when they were down by 26 points in the final? Otto. On the halfway penalty though, so Fiji will try and just consolidate now. 30 seconds remaining. In fact, it's Wangantabu. Pulling us out. 2 on 1. Marimalua! Marimalua! Very good indeed. That's done it. That's clinched it.
You're happy the play's not in touch? Happy he's not in touch. Happy with the grounding?
They're just making sure and confirming.
Try!
Marimalua is going to be the man for Fiji. What a try. And this guy, the captain, Colini Sal, stands up when it's needed, gives the last pass. Look at the power he knows right there. He's over. Slams it with authority. Marimalua, yes, sir. Title, Gold Coast Sevens 2014. Goes to Fiji.
Incredible finish. I went to sleep for a while in that second half. The Samoans got back into the contest. The conversion is away, but it doesn't matter because first blood in the HSBC Sevens World Series for 2014-2015 goes to the best team on show at the Gold Coast over the last 2 days. No doubt about that. Okay, there were a few shaky moments in the second half, but in the end they had the experience and the speed to close it out. Fiji champions of the Gold Coast in 2014, 31 points to 24.
I'll say it, congratulations, 44 years of independence for Fiji. How much was this win dedicated to the people back home?
First of all, I'd like to thank Allah for his provision and his guidance throughout these 2 days. Without him, you couldn't do anything. And it's really important. It was pressed on us because we had Fiji there back home. So to get a win is a bonus for the independence of Fiji and all the fans back home.
You got off to a flying start. Samoa come back. How nervous were you in the second half?
We were really nervous. We knew Samoa were a good side. When they came back, I just told the boys that we needed to get the ball back because in the second half we didn't get much possession. They were winning all the balls from kickoff. So I told them, just get one ball, let's score this, and we finish it. And we thank God that it went according to plan.
This is the Fijian style. It's the old Fiji. What's changed this year under the guidance of you and along with the coach Ben Ryan?
The only change is that we have won a lot fitter than last year, thanks to our preseason we had with the coach, and some new things that we learned from last year we changed around this year.
I'll say a quick message in Fiji and back to the fans.
What I get to communicate with and a special mention to Jess. We came and made a wish come true. So Jess, you're sitting on 52 or something. This win is for you. Thank you.
Manaka.
Oh, he was fantastic right across the weekend. The captain, Osia Kolinasau, his 34th event in the World Series. Over 500 points. And Ben Ryan, well, is this the start of something very special for Ben Ryan, the former England coach, now living in Fiji, and he's done a wonderful job. Let's get a word from the coach.
Ben, where does this rank for you? You've achieved a lot with England. You're now with Fiji. Where does this tournament rank?
I don't know really. I guess they merge into what. This was a good 2 days. The final was a roller coaster. You know, we were really in command there, and Samoa came back so well. They're imperious at the kickoffs and back to where they were when they won the World Series. So, look, pleased we got off to a start. It's going to be a very competitive series.
You can't coach, well, you can't take too much away from the Fijians, but you've brought in a lot of discipline. They look a lot fitter than they have been in the past. Is that a fair assessment? Yeah,
I'd say so, yeah. We're fitter. We've still got a lot of work to do, and, you know, it showed there that we're by no means the finished product, but pleased over these last 2 days, and I hope we can continue.
I know you're new to Fiji, but 44 years of their independence on Friday, special time, and we know that these images are going back to Fiji as well.
Willie, yeah, I feel at home in Fiji. I've been there, living there a year now, you know, lots of pressure on the boys, but you just work as hard as you can, and it takes you where it takes you. So I'm grateful for all their support.
Congratulations, Coach Vanaka.
Vanaka Vakalevu.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Australian Rugby Union, we hope you've enjoyed the weekend here on the Gold Coast, where we have been treated to some fabulous running rugby and also great entertainment as well, all part of the 2014 Gold Coast Sevens. We've had 45 fantastic matches, culminating in what was an epic final between Fiji and Samoa. Please join me in welcoming on the stage our official party, Mr. Tony Cripps, the Chief Executive Officer of HSBC Australia. Also, Mr. Ray Stevens, MP, member for Mermaid Beach, joining us on behalf of the Honourable Jan Stuckey, MP, Minister for Tourism, Major Events, Small Business, and also the Commonwealth Games. Also joining us on stage is the President of the Australian Rugby Union, Mr. David Crombie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, throughout this tournament, we have been treated to some wonderful rugby and some brilliant individual performances. I'd like to call on now Tony Cripps to present the 2014 Gold Coast Sevens Player of the Tournament Award. And it goes to, representing Fiji, Osea Kolinasau. Big hand once again to the Fiji captain and player of the tournament, Osea Kolinasau. Well, what a final it was. Fiji burst out of the blocks. Samoa came back, but in the end, Fiji hung on to take out the final 31-24. Congratulations to our champions, Fiji. I now invite Fiji to come up on the stage and accept their tournament trophies.
Senefano Thakau is the first up, followed by Derek Tuwai, Rawatha in 11, Ngalevu. Wangatumbu was very special. So many of them played wonderfully well. Vera Malua, Namalailai, the number 1, number 2, Gunatani. Big men who laid the platform. Katonambao, and there is the player of the tournament and the captain, Osea Kolinasau. Terrific player.
And now it gives me great pleasure to invite Mr. Ray Stevens, MP, to step forward and present the cup to the captain of Fiji. Please welcome back to the stage, Osea Kolinasau.
Osea Kolinasau and Fiji worthy Gold Coast Sevens champions for 2014.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for the champions of the Gold Coast Sevens in 2014, Fiji.
Celebrations start here on the Gold Coast for the Fijians and also their fans, and also back in the islands of Fiji as well. Congratulations. 2 titles in the last series, Tokyo and Dubai. And they're off to a flyer in 2014, 2015 in the HSBC Sevens World Series. Maximum points and another trophy for the captain in Suva. So Fiji picking up 22 points. Remember, this is the race to Rio in 2016. Samoa 19, down to England in third spot, 17. South Africa 15. New Zealand, I was surprised to see them in the plate. They've got 13. Argentina 12. Australia and Wales both settling for 10. And the United States will be pretty happy to have 8 points as well. So keep a note of all of those points. They'll be accumulating throughout the various events. And at the end of the 9th event at Twickenham in London in May 2015, the top 4 will advance through to the Rio Olympics draw alongside the host nation Brazil. So we can tell you now that the next stop is in Dubai. And in Pool A, this is the draw. Fiji have drawn Argentina, France and Brazil. Pool B, it's Samoa, New Zealand, Scotland and Japan. Pool C is England, Australia, the United States and Kenya. And Pool D, South Africa, Wales, Portugal and Canada. So 4 very competitive pools there, Carl Tanana. So that's going to be good in Dubai.
A lot to look forward to, Greg, but you can't deny these guys on their night. Fiji were outstanding all weekend and they get the prize and that's in there. Very supportive, very loyal supporters, home happy.
So I don't think anyone will argue with the fact that the best team has won the title here on the Gold Coast in 2014. We do hope that you've enjoyed our coverage no matter where you are around the globe. On behalf of Carl Tanana, also my fellow commentators from Fox Sports in Australia, Sean Maloney and Greg Martin, also Willie Lorsay from Sky New Zealand. I'm Greg Clark. It has been a pleasure calling all the action for you over the last 2 days. And we wish Fiji all the very best. And we look forward to your company from Dubai in our next stop on the HSBC Sevens World Series. For now, it's goodbye from the Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia.
You know, you're back on the scene now, the international scene. How did you see the tournament this week?
Okay, prior to the tournament, I was a bit excited, but I couldn't get emotional. I need to control those emotions. But I felt great coming back to the tournament. I was looking forward to the 2-day tournament and to come out successful in the end. Yeah, it's really good because I've been out for 2 years.
Yes, fantastic, bro. And how did you find playing at Rover today with Osea inside and the speedsters Wangatambu and Rawada outside?
The guys really helped me a lot. You know, considering I've been out for 2 years and playing alongside Osea Ponisau and Rawada, Sabe Rawada and Pisa. You know, it's really good. So they've been helping me a lot, you know, just to find that rhythm. And the most important thing right now to find that rhythm, So I had to work hard,
Okay.
Really hard to find it.
Say something to all the family and fans back home in Fiji.
Yes, sir. To all the fans and the family out there in Fiji. Bula Winaka, happy Fiji Day. Winaka value. Don't worry.
Naka.
Terry, how did you look at the victory? You like the kingpin at the back?
First of all, I want to thank the Lord for this opportunity, the strength, and the glory to be alone. Well, first I was nervous, but we went through it well. We work as a team and we get through it.
What was going through your mind when Samoa started coming back?
Well, we train for it. We train for this kind of pressure, and we work it through the team well.
Do you have a message for all the fans back home?
Well, everything is, nothing is possible. If you work towards your goal, you will reach it.
It's a fantastic win today. You went out to 26 points, then the Samoans came back. What did you say to the boys?
First of all, before I answer the question, this win is through God and His strength and our faith through Him. And we thank Him for giving us the power and giving us the strength throughout this tournament. Samoa scared us a little bit. I told the boys that we need to compose. We just needed to get the ball in hand because second half they didn't give us any chance at possession. So as soon as we get the ball back, one more try, then we just write them off. And I thank God that it went the way we planned, and I think we were blessed that Chasa scored the final try.
You told me at the beginning of the tournament that because the other team, Fiji team, won in Nusa, you were going to go for this win today, and you delivered. How do you feel?
I thank the boys in Nusa for winning Nusa. They set the platform for us, because you know that qualification fighting for spots in the team is getting hard. So we told each other that Nusa won the tournament and they are pressuring your spot, so everybody needed to perform to get a chance at a spot in Dubai.
Bro, give one message to all the fans back in Fiji.
Binakabale bwi biti na ngangango me non ke de biti mendonga na ka mendana no muchi ko ndababi na ta kana kalo me roko na kalo binakabale na bi masulaki naka